My name's Emily Teitsworth. I'm the Executive Director of Girl Ventures, and our mission is to inspire girls to lead through outdoor adventure, inner discovery, and collective action. The core of the work that we're doing is really working with girls who are between the ages of 11 and 19 and using things like backpacking, rock climbing, kayaking, and mentorship to build their leadership. And so when the organization started out, we had a thirds model, which was sort of a sliding scale, but brought together girls from higher income families, middle income, and lower income families, about a third from each group. And that has evolved to sort of a true sliding scale, where the full pay participants are subsidizing everybody else. And we now provide scholarships and financial aid for over 80% of our participants, and that has grown over time. So one of the things that's unique about our model is really bringing diverse groups of girls together to solve conflict, build leadership, and work together in a way that doesn't often happen in the real world. And I think that sort of equity and inclusion lens is supported by the fee-for-service model. But that equity piece comes first, and the earned income that we're able to generate from our programs just supports that focus. I think a lot of nonprofits are looking for ways to introduce fee-for-service and to build that, and it's something that has grown organically over time, but if you look at our growth and our revenue over the last 20 years, actually fee-for-service has sort of declined as a portion of our revenue, and that is intentional because we are focused on serving the girls who need our programs the most. And so within the context of bringing girls from different communities together, we want to make sure that we're really reaching girls that haven't had access to the transformative power of the outdoors and this kind of leadership development, while still using that fee-for-service model to support our other fundraising. The work that we do specifically using the outdoors as a catalyst for girls' leadership is something that lends itself to be something that people who are from higher income families get more quickly because they may have had access to backpacking or camping or skiing, or even just the basic transportation to get outdoors. And when you're talking about people who haven't had that opportunity, the outdoors is often a scary place, for good reason. I mean, I've had people ask me, like, is a coyote going to eat my kid? And those are kind of funny things, but also, real concerns that people who haven't spent time outside have. And so we are really intentional about the way that we do outreach. We partner with a lot of public and charter schools because we feel like if we're just partnering with other social enterprises and nonprofits, we're reaching young people who already have access to support and other programs. I think as an organization, we have a healthy mix of individual support, foundations, and the earned income. And I think we are a nonprofit, and the bottom line for us is impact and inclusion. And so our financial development goals and our scaling and all of these things really are serving that goal. So I think it's one of those pieces where you have to pick one or the other. You can't really have two bosses. And so when we think about, building earned income and how that supports the other aspects of the fundraising we do, it really is coming back to what's our impact and how are we supporting the families and the young people that need it most in using earned income and leveraging that to support our ability to reach more people. The term innovation and this phrase, like, don't be afraid to fail, gets thrown around a lot. And I think that is really key, not being afraid to fail and trying to innovate in small ways and see how you can incorporate those lessons that you're learning as you're trying new things into your program. So one example of our innovation is, it's expensive for us to launch a new program. So we've started piloting spring break courses for girls, specifically for girls of color and other sort of affinity groups that don't necessarily have access to the outdoors in the same way that the broader population might. And that sort of willingness to take some of our unrestricted capital, which is where the earned income comes in. This is money that we can do whatever we want with, and so we take that money that's earned income and use that to pilot new programs. Whereas if we have a foundation partner, they have specific objectives that they want to see. They're investing in a program that we've already started in most cases, and so I think when you're thinking about impact and earned income and how that can kind of free the organization up to innovate and try new things and potentially fail in a way that's productive for the organization, that's something that we think a lot about. And I think that really translates ultimately to impact, because it allows us to think honestly about what's working well and what we can build on and where we need to strengthen different aspects of the work that we're doing or the organization overall. So I think that freedom is rare in the nonprofit space and really important when you're thinking about how you measure impact. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of good reasons to investigate earned income, and something that really has to serve your mission and the kind of impact that you want to build. And I think in our case, because part of our model is really bringing girls from diverse communities together, that sliding scale fee model and the earned income feeds into the impact model that we have. And so if that sort of alignment isn't there, then maybe earned income isn't for you. But if you can think about it from that lens, really thinking about access, inclusion, and equity and how a fee-for-service model might support those objectives, then I think it's great. But it's something that shouldn't just do because it's the thing that everybody's doing.